Hi, everybody, and welcome to this episode of Grundkurs English. I have been living in Germany for quite a while now, and I have some knowledge concerning my new country I would like to share with all of you. Today, you will see me working as a tour guide, revealing my knowledge of Munich. Of course, we'll be looking at some grammar bits, namely question tags and short answers. We'll also be visiting another English-speaking country, the Emerald Isle, Ireland. And we will be getting some useful information from the cowboy, our language detectives Sherlock Holmes and Humphrey Bogart, and our Bavarian who is in Boston. And now, I have some useful information for you. A tourist is by definition someone who travels to and stays in places outside his usual environment for more than 24 hours and not more than 1 year for leisure, business, and or other purposes. Yeah, I did look that up. A well-known tourist named Gulliver was definitely in a place outside his own environment, but it's hard to say if his travels were leisure. The Irish author Jonathan Swift wrote Gulliver's Travels about, well, Gulliver's Travels. The piece we will hear in a second is from the beginning of his journeys. He has just survived a shipwreck, gets ashore, and falls asleep. Gulliver is sleeping in a land called Lilliput, where all other people besides him are just as big as garden gnomes. We jump into the reading when he awakes from his sleep.
I attempted to rise, but was not able to stir. For as I happened to lie on my back, I found my arms and legs were strongly fastened on each side to the ground, and my hair, which was long and thick, tied down in the same manner. I likewise felt several slender ligatures across my body, from my armpits to my thighs. I could only look upwards. The sun began to grow hot, and the light offended mine eyes. I heard a confused noise about me, but in the posture I lay, could see nothing except the sky. In a little time, I felt something alive moving on my left leg, which, advancing gently forward over my breast, came almost up to my chin. When bending mine eyes downwards as much as I could, I perceived it to be a human creature not 6 inches high, with a bow and arrow in his hands and a quiver at his back. In the meantime, I felt at least 40 more of the same kind, as I conjectured, following the first. I was in the utmost astonishment, and roared so loud that they all ran back in a fright, and some of them, as I was afterwards told, were hurt with the falls they got by leaping from my sides upon the ground. However, they soon returned, and one of them, who ventured so far as to get a full sight of my face, lifting up his hands and eyes by way of admiration, cried out in a shrill but distinct voice, "Hekina degul." The others repeated the same word several times, but I then knew not what they meant. I lay all this while, as the reader may believe, in great uneasiness. At length, struggling to get loose, I had the fortune to break the strings and wrench out the pegs that fastened my left arm to the ground, for by lifting it up to my face, I discovered the methods they had taken to bind me, and at the same time, with a violent pull which gave me excessive pain, I a little loosened the strings that tied down my hair on the left side, so that I was just able to turn my head about 2 inches.
By the way, 6 inches is only 15 centimeters. Traveling is full of adventures, but if you get involved with a group of travelers, you really experience some adventures. One mission in my life is to show the beauty of my new home, Munich, well, to foreigners. And the best way to do that is by working as a tour guide. You wouldn't believe the people who show up. No sense for the historical sites, but a good sense of today's grammar. Question tags. Here we go. This is Marienplatz, Mary Square, Our Lady's Square. Since Munich was founded in 1158, this has been the city center. It was the market square until 1807, when King Maximilian I decided to relocate it around the corner to the Viktualienmarkt.
Marienplatz is named after the Mariensäule, isn't it?
Yes.
Mary's Column, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
The column was erected in 1638 because the city was left unscathed by the Swedish, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. Okay, let's move on. Marienplatz is dominated by the old and new city halls.
This isn't the new city hall, is it?
Actually, it is. And that is the old city hall.
It's time to finish this tour, isn't it?
No, it isn't. Viktualienmarkt is our last stop.
That will be soon, won't it?
Let's talk about the world-famous Glockenspiel. Glockenspiel means percussion instrument. The Glockenspiel is located in the tower of the city hall. It brings millions of tourists each year to the city of Munich. Now, let's move on to our last stop, the Viktualienmarkt. That wise guy, or clever clocks, as the English say, from my tour really got on my nerves. It's named after the Mariensäule, isn't it? Was erected in 1638, wasn't it? This is the new town hall, is it? Blah, blah, blah. Anyway, it's time for some grammar, so please, ladies and gentlemen, may I invite you to our lovely host, Carolyn. The camera's on you. You have some information on question tags, don't you?
Yes, I have. I'm sorry. Danke, Eric. Question Tags, das sind Frageanhängsel. Man kann sie mit so etwas wie nicht wahr, stimmt's oder und nicht übersetzen. Man verwendet die Tags also, wenn man sich seiner Sache nicht so ganz sicher ist. Erinnern Sie sich an die Auxiliaries do, have, will und be aus Folge 3? Die spielen bei der Bildung der Question Tags auch eine entscheidende Rolle. Wir schauen uns den Besserwisser aus dem Film noch einmal an.
The column was erected in 1638 because the city was left unscathed by the Swedish, wasn't it? This isn't the new city hall, is it?
It's time to finish this tour, isn't it?
Also der Besserwisser glaubt zwar zu wissen, dass die Schweden München verschont haben und deshalb die Säule errichtet wurde, aber er schickt lieber noch ein nicht wahr hinterher. Die Question Tags richten sich nämlich nach dem Auxiliary aus dem Bezugssatz. It's time to finish this tour, isn't it? Da taucht in der Frage vor dem Verb finish das Auxiliary is auf. Da klingeln dann gleich unsere Question Tag Alarmglocken. Vorne ein is, das heißt, da muss man auch hinten im Frageanhängsel ein is wieder haben. Und zwar ein verneintes is, also ein is not. Is not wird hier zusammengezogen und zur Kurzform isn't. Bei den Question Tags verwenden wir immer die Kurzform. Merken Sie sich den Zusammenhang von Bezugssatz und Question Tag Nebensatz am besten als Positiv-Negativ-Regel. Ist das Auxiliary im Bezugssatz bejaht, dann wird das Frageanhängsel im Question Tag Nebensatz verneint. Ist das Auxiliary vorne verneint, dann wird es hinten entsprechend bejaht. Das schauen wir uns jetzt nochmal hier in dieser Grafik an. Also, this isn't the new city hall, is it? Und hier umgekehrt, positiv, time to finish this tour, isn't it? Negativ. Nach dem Schema funktionieren alle Question Tags. The column was erected, also wasn't it. Isn't the new city hall, also is it. Hätten wir vorne ein have, dann, Sie haben es sicher schon rausgekriegt, käme hinten ein have not bzw. haven't. Ein do würde zu don't, ein will zu will not, was in der Kurzform, aus welchen Gründen auch immer, nicht zu willn't, sondern zu won't wird. Noch nicht kurios genug? Dann schauen Sie sich mal den folgenden Satz an.
I'm very lucky, aren't I?
Für am not gibt es keine Kurzform. Als Anhängsel wird also aren't I verwendet. Damit haben wir die Auxiliaries be, do, have und will schon mal besprochen. Nach dem gleichen Prinzip funktionieren die Question Tags auch bei den übrigen Auxiliaries wie can, must, shall und may. Steht im Bezugssatz ein can, wird im Question Tag ein can't daraus. Oder wenn der Satz lauten würde, you can't be quiet, can you? Wird es zu can. Was aber mache ich mit meinen Tags, wenn da gar kein Auxiliary im Bezugssatz steht, sondern nur ein sogenanntes Vollverb? Wenn der Satz zum Beispiel so aussieht. Nehme ich dann have, is, can, may oder gar might? Oder suche ich am besten das Weite? Nein, bitte nicht das Weite suchen. Es ist eigentlich ganz einfach. Für solche Fälle brauchen wir mal wieder to do. Nächste Grafik für Sie. Das Tag richtet sich auch nach dem vorhergehenden Satz. This tourist ist dritte Person Singular Präsens. Also ist auch das Anhängsel dritte Person Singular Präsens. Und zwar von to do. Doesn't he? Noch mehr Beispiele. I talk too much. Don't I? We talk too much. Don't we? Und am Schluss noch ein Tipp. Wenn Sie einen English Native Speaker durch ausgesuchte Höflichkeit beeindrucken wollen, dann kann ich Ihnen das hier empfehlen. Moment.
Let's sit down, shall we? Help yourself, will you?
Shall we und will you? Das widerspricht ja vollkommen unserer Positiv-Negativ-Regel. Das Anhängsel erfüllt hier aber auch eine andere Funktion. Es dient der Höflichkeit und kann an Sätze angehängt werden, die eine höfliche Aufforderung beinhalten. Eric ist halt einfach ein echter Gentleman. Aber genug der Theorie fürs Erste, zurück zur Praxis. Eric, your tour wasn't over, was it?
No, it wasn't, Caroline. But before we get back to it, I would like to visit another foreigner. Ladies and gentlemen, the Bavarian in Boston.
Thank you, man. Hey, got a joke? Does a bear shit in the woods?
Excuse me, a bear is what doing in the woods? What is a bear doing in the woods? That doesn't make sense.
No, bear, not beer.
Beer heißt Bier. Beer. Bear heißt Bär. Bear. Don't confuse a bear with a beer. It could be life-threatening. My tourist group was also a bit threatening, at least concerning their motivation and stamina. Coming up, you will find out more question tags, plus Carolyn's next topic, short answers like, yes, I can. Watch out for them. For the ones who want to end this tour a little bit sooner, please, let me explain a little history about this lovely farmer's market, the Victorian market, and then we can say our goodbyes.
I studied Latin in school. Isn't it the Latin word victuals and the German word Victualien, which means groceries?
Yes, it is. When Marienplatz became too small for the market, Victorian market came into the picture. From 1807 until now, vendors have been selling fresh produce and other specialities.
Is anybody thirsty? I need a break. What if we get a beer over there?
It's kind of what it's from.
Let's sit down, shall we?
Okay.
Help yourself, will you?
Okay. Thanks.
Oh, you come from Munich? No, I don't.
You're American, aren't you? I heard your dialect.
Good. Bitte schön.
Danke.
You were saying?
Why is it everybody says the US is America, when actually America is a continent made up of two parts, North and South? The US is actually only a part of America.
I don't know.
May I try a piece of this too?
Yes, you may.
Do you have a pair of those Bavarian leather pants?
You mean lederhosen? Yes, I do. But I only wear them during the Oktoberfest.
Do you like going there?
Yes, I do. I go there quite often.
Your girlfriend likes it too.
Yes, she does.
Does she wear one of those long dresses you call a dirndl? I think they look so cool.
Yes, she does. I'm a lucky man, aren't I?
She has family here in Munich, hasn't she?
Yes, she does. She's from Munich. I'm sorry, gentlemen, but I'd like to make it to the Pinakothek before it closes.
Pino what?
The Pinakothek. Does anybody want to come along?
Sure, I would.
Prost! Barbarians. So shallow. But I kept my patience, and I was actually very polite. Wasn't I, Carolyn?
Ja, ja, ja. In Deutschland sind die Antworten ja oder nein völlig okay und auch nicht unhöflich. Das ist in der englischsprachigen Welt anders. Hätte Eric immer nur mit Yes und No geantwortet, hätten sich die anderen über seine Unfreundlichkeit gewundert. Deshalb verwendet er die sogenannten Short Answers, die Kurzantworten. Gucken wir mal genauer hin.
Do you have a pair of those Bavarian leather pants?
Yes, I do.
May I try a piece of this too?
Yes, you may.
Can you speak German?
Yes, I can.
Die Short Answers folgen demselben Prinzip wie die Question Tags. Bei der höflichen Kurzantwort greift Eric das Auxiliary aus der Frage auf. In unserem Beispiel also do, may und can. Hier haben wir es. May und can. Und er wiederholt es in seiner Antwort. Do you? Yes, I do. May I? Yes, you may. Can you? Yes, I can. Wäre die Frage verneint gewesen, hätte Adrian also zum Beispiel gefragt, Can't you speak German? Dann hätte Eric ebenfalls höflich und kurz geantwortet, Of course I can. Gibt es im Satz kein Auxiliary, dann verwenden wir wie bei den Question Tags eine Form von to do.
Your girlfriend likes it too.
Yes, she does.
Your girlfriend, dritte Person Singular, also yes, she does. Wird die Frage mit Nein beantwortet, ist es entsprechend No, she doesn't. So, damit bin ich mit meinem Englisch jetzt echt am Ende, aber ich habe eine gute Idee. Na, Eric? Wie gefällt dir das? Ich finde, du darfst heute ausnahmsweise mal auf meinem Touchscreen kringeln.
Oh, well, thank you. My middle name is Picasso.
Voila.
Every cowboy needs a lasso.
Mein Gott, wunderbar.
See you soon.
Bye.
What's our next stop? The Wild West, or maybe a Metzgerei. Let's see what our cowboy is up to today.
Hello.
Hello.
I'd like one of those, please.
That will be €2, please.
Oh, I expected a bit more than just a piece of meat. Normally, if I order a burger, at least I get a piece of lettuce.
You want a salad with it?
Oh, no. I couldn't possibly eat a salad and a burger. I'm not that hungry. No, all I'm asking for, sir, is a piece of lettuce between the bun and the meat.
I think it's time to call a cowboy. Hello, cowboy. I have a problem communicating. Can you please come to the rescue?
Okay. I'm coming to the rescue. Seems to be the problem, partner.
Ich weiß nicht genau, was dieser Mann von mir will. Ich wollte ihm Salat zu seinem Fleischpflanzerl geben. Was will er?
Salat and salad. Erstens, Salat mit Dressing als Gericht oder Beilage ist auf Englisch a salad. Beispiel. Es ist so heiß, ich esse nur ein Salat. It is so hot, I'll just have a salad. Zweitens, auf dem Burger kommen Salatblätter. Das ist im Englisch Lettuce. Beispiel. Hast du den Salat schon gewaschen? Have you washed the lettuce yet? Wenn man statt Lettuce Salad für den Burger bestellt, dann wird das ein gemischtes Salat oder ein Kopfsalat. Also, Lettuce.
Thanks, Cowboy, for your help. Now I know the difference between salad and salad.
My pleasure, partner. When you find yourself in a hole, the first thing you do is stop digging. The second thing you do is call a cowboy. Here's something to think about. The kind of meat the burger is made of is called Hackfleisch, in German. In America, we call it ground beef. And the English call it minced beef or minced meat. Here are some more differences our British-American duo stumbled on. Guy. Chap. Wise guy. Clever clogs. Pint. 0.473 liter. Pint. 0.568 liters. Hamburger patty. Meat patty. Ground beef. Minced meat. Autumn. Fall. Pharmacy. Chemists. Trash can. Dustbin. Good old British English. Speaking of which, back to our book from the beginning of the episode. Gulliver's Travels, published in 1726, is one of Irish author Jonathan Swift's best-known and well-loved works. We shall have a look at Swift's home country today in our Into the English World. So, off to the land of the leprechauns and Guinness, Ireland.
Ireland. The island is surrounded by the Atlantic. It's about the size of Austria. Ireland is the third largest island in Europe. Gentle hills characterize the sweeping landscape. The typical hand-laid stone walls, the moors or bogs as they are known in Ireland, and green, green, green reach as far as the eye can see. It is not for nothing that Ireland is called the Emerald Isle. The island has been politically divided since 1921 into the Irish Republic and Northern Ireland. 6 counties in the northeast belong to the United Kingdom of Great Britain. If you cross the border, geographically Ireland's appearance barely changes. The cliffs of Moher in the southwest are the most spectacular stretch of Ireland's rugged coastline. From here it drops down nearly 200 meters to the Atlantic. Wildly romantic, and not exactly the safest place to be. One comes across relics of the past again and again in Ireland. The high crosses belong to the most important works of Christian art. The magnificently ornate Muiredax cross goes back to the 10th century. The capital of the Irish Republic, Dublin, also has a medieval feel to it. Above all, the streets of the Temple Bar district in the heart of the city have kept their historical patina. Municipal planning policy has inspirationally mixed the old with the new, promoting Temple Bar to Dublin's hip culture mile. And everywhere, pubs, pubs, pubs. For the Irish, they are the centre of social life. There's hardly a pub where in the evenings they don't play exhilarating Irish folk music.
And from the pubs of Ireland, we jump into the language zone.
You're talking in a different language, hoping everyone understands you. Beyond the language, there is another dimension. A dimension of articulation, a dimension of self-confidence, a dimension of knowledge. You are moving in a land of both listening and comprehension. You are now entering the language zone. At the beginning of our episode, the Anglo-Irish author Jonathan Swift took us to an imaginary foreign land. Gulliver's Travels, known as a classic children's adventure story, is a story about traveling. Our reading began when Gulliver awakes on a beach on a deserted island. He finds himself tied up by a crowd of extremely tiny but well-armed people. Our brave American Eric shows us the sight of Munich by working as a sightseeing tour guide. This talented man is not only a business fellow, but also a tour guide on his days off. How does he do it, ladies and gentlemen? Through his talent, we not only learned some history of Munich, but how he used short answers like, yes it is, or no it isn't. And question tags like, it's time to finish this tour, isn't it? The country we concentrated on in our segment, Into the English World, was the Emerald Island, Ireland. Our cowboy friend educated the butcher by telling him the difference between salad and lettuce. Our 2 language private detectives, Humphrey Bogart and Sherlock Holmes, gave us some inside information which will be useful to the people who want to travel either to the UK or to the US. And our frustrated Bavarian in Boston keeps on interrupting his bar companions. Poor people. Fortunately, through his rudeness, we can tell the difference between bear and beer. Can you find everything about the grammar we discussed today in your book? Yes, you can. Can you find more about our show on our website? Yes, you can. Now, that only leaves me to say goodbye for today. I hope you enjoyed our program, and please watch us next time. See you soon, good luck, and auf Wiedersehen.